everyone, my name is Himanshi and this is my team. So today we are going to talk on the topic Gen X. So this generation was born between the early 1960s to the mid 1980s. Gen X has been the backbone of society with their hard work, dedication and practical experiences, driving progress and sustainability.
Good morning everyone. My name is Dev Mota and this is my team, and we are going to speak on the topic of Gen Z. This generation was born between late 1990s to early 2010s. Gen Z is the future with the technological savviness, creativity and social consciousness, leading the way to innovations and positive energy.
Gen X has made world-changing inventions like personal computer, internet, mobile phones, etc. that are pioneer in their era.
Gen Z combine creativity with technology, making innovations more accessible globally. Example, TikTok, FinTech, e-commerce.
As we said earlier, that the Gen X is the base of technology. They witnesses the birth and growth of it.
Can you name some inventions that are invented by Gen X?
Sure. Gen X introduced technologies like VHS, floppy disks, and then for further innovations moved to PCs, computers and internet. Can you name any invention that was invented by Gen Z without the base invention of Gen X?
Without the help of Gen X, we invented solar power, backpack, COVID-19 case tracker, color changing stitches, and the most important, artificial intelligence, AI, a technology that makes life easier, faster, and more creative.
Gen X believes AI should be a tool, not a replacement for human jobs and experience of machine dependency.
It is dependent on the perspective how we use this robots. We can use it for army and weightlifting jobs.
Unlike Gen Z, Gen X spends their more hours on upgrading themselves rather than using mobile phones and social media all the time. Social media is Gen Z's world of communication, business and expression, and they use it for activism, learning, branding and being connected socially. Since they use it, it gives them a voice that Gen X never had.
Social media is useful, but it can be destructive. Social media is concerned about misinformation and addiction. Gen X prefers to face-to-face communication and meaningful connection.
Due to face-to-face communication, many people are facing face expression that can lead to negativity in the society.
Face-to-face communication can actually help dispel superstitions by fostering critical thinking, empathy and understanding.
Sure, face-to-face helps with critical thinking, but let's be real online on platforms which will help to debunk myths on a larger scale, reaching more people for a wider understanding. But doesn't the lack of non-verbal cues online may lead to misunderstanding and miscommunication that might not happen face-to-face?
But in reality, the real difference between Gen X and Gen Z is not about communication. It is about the cultural vibes. Gen X had been more homogeneous in culture, but Gen Z had been living in a world in a hyper-diverse where tradition has been changed day by day. It means they have to create their own traditions.
Hold up Gen Z, you think you are the first one to experience cultural shifts? We had our own cultural shifts in the 60s, 70s and 80s, and our cultural landscape was just as dynamic as we didn't need social media to make it happen.
But fair
point, Gen X, but our culture shifts were more localized. We have got a globalized world where trends, music, arts spread like wildfire. Our cultural landscape are more interconnected and fast-paced than ever.
Talking about different vibes, that's exactly what I mean about respect. Your generation's fast-paced, question everything, and approach can come to us older folks as dismissive or rude ways. Can't you just slow down and show some difference?
Difference doesn't equal respect. We are not being rude, we are being honest and direct. Our way of communication might be different, but it's not disrespectful, it's just how we vibe.
Mental health is closely tied to how we communicate and show respect. Your generation openness about mental health is great, but sometimes Gen X feel like directness. Gen Z values can be hurtful. Can't we find a balance between being kind and being honest?
Honesty and kindness are not being exclusive. Being direct does not mean we are not being kind. It means we are being real. You are right. Balance is a key. But sugarcoating everything is wrong.
Both Gen X and Gen Z have fair points when it comes to communication, respect and mental health. Gen Z emphasizes on tradition and authority which brings stability, while Gen Z's directness and openness provides faster innovation and growth. Finding a balance between respect, honesty and kindness is the key to build greater relationships between generations. And by understanding and appreciating each other's differences, we can create a better environment for the other generations.